Welcome back, everybody. Take a break with Stephen Shamus.
Good to see you, my friend. How's it going?
Wonderful. I keep adding more stuff to the background.
So I know. I was going to say, it looks like you've been adding.
I think I'm done. I have a little bit of space here, but I think this is it. I think I'm over. I think I've filled it out.
Pretty good. Okay, so what do we got today, Alex?
This is spoiler alert ahead for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. I'm sure you have, but this is definitely a Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness spoiler episode. Do not watch this episode if you haven't seen it yet. So we're going to talk a little Captain Carter. We're going to talk Black Bolt. We're going to talk Clea. Big surprise for me because I had no idea that was coming. And we're going to talk about America Chavez, who we really haven't spoke about, which is odd.
Yeah, it is odd. And I would say 3 out of the 4 of these, we were not expecting at all.
No. What a shock.
Shocker.
I stay away from spoilers to begin with, and I waited until Sunday to see the movie, and I was like, wow, I did not see this stuff coming.
When I saw the Illuminati, I was like, whoa. That was crazy, Alex.
What choices? Yes.
Alex, that was crazy.
It was pretty good. The death scene, by far, one of the most brutal things in all of the Marvel movies. Crazy.
All right, what do we got? Let's start.
All right, so let's go ahead and start with, let's see. Let's go Captain Carter. We'll do Captain Carter first.
Okay. Now, if you haven't seen the movie Doctor Strange, turn off the episode.
Yes, you can't. This whole episode is
do not
spoiler filled. Yes.
Okay. So brutal death. Brutal, Alex.
Brutal. Best way to
Brutal.
Off screen, grotesque.
Yes. What a great so she's part of the Illuminati Council.
Yep.
What a great scene. We had Lashana Lynch, we had Patrick Stewart. We had Krasinski, right?
John Krasinski, yeah.
We had Anson Mount and then Haley Atwell.
Who looked wonderful, by the way.
Wow, right?
Looked good.
So were you as shocked as I was?
100%. I knew Patrick Stewart. We all knew Patrick Stewart. And I think everybody assumed you were going to get some Tony Stark somebody. Everybody was thinking, oh, Tom Cruise is going to be Tom Cruise. Not anywhere. John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. Never thought in a million years. Never.
Wow, that was great. Okay, so obviously, there's been a lot of movement on the books that we're talking about today. CGC has probably not had a chance to catch up to these. You're going to probably want to pick these books up raw because I don't think the census has caught up because there are books for sale where the census is very low or at 0. So the pop report does get updated in timing, and I think. The movie came out, so people are going to start to send them in, and CGC's wait times are, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. So, you could expect to wait a while till these books get into circulation. So you'll probably want to pick these up raw right now. So they're very, very hot. Okay. All right. So Captain Carter, #1, the base cover has a Jamie McKelvey cover, May 2022. There are 167 9.8s. It's about a $25 raw book. People either haven't gotten them back yet. Maybe the census is there. They're not really for sale right now. So talk a little bit about Captain Carter. How does Haley go from Peggy Carter to Captain Carter?
This goes back to the What If series, and I think it's funny that you seeing these books. This came out the same month as Doctor Strange. Like these are brand new. But I think a lot of people were like, oh, this is just hangover from the What If cartoon series.
Right.
When in fact, she was in the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness movie, which is crazy. But she, instead of Steve Rogers, he gets hurt. She jumps in the machine. She takes the powers. She becomes the Captain Carter character. And like you said, these are brand new. These are the same month. We're recording this in May. Like these are brand new books. They knew it was coming.
Yeah. So Peggy Carter takes a super soldier serum. Yep. So then besides the regular basic cover, then you have the Declan Shelby Infinity Saga Phase 2 variant cover Those are about cover price right now, still zero pop on those. The Jen Bartel Carnage Forever variant cover, that's also available at cover price. That's a zero pop as well. That book is not going to be as popular because that's the character as Carnage. So it doesn't really feature the character. Then there's the Sarah Pichelli Women's History Month variant cover. That's also available at cover price. There's two 9.8s right now. So it's a very, very low pop. Then there's a Todd Knock Headshot variant, also a zero pop. That's available at cover price. Now you start to get into the variants, and here's where it gets very expensive, Alex. The Jamie McKelvey 1 in 10 design variant, there are 12 9.8s. It's a $375 book in 9.8. It's about a $10 raw book.
Wow.
Okay. The big one is the 1 in 25 animation variant, which people associate with the What If series. That's the Marika Cresta animation. I've not heard that name before, Marika Cresta.
Probably
so that must be a new artist.
Worked in the animation on the What If series, probably.
That's the hottest book of all. That 1 in 25 variant, there are 32 9.8s. That's about a $550 book. It's $165 to $175 raw, Alex. Yikes. Yeah, that's the hot one. That's the one that everybody wants. Then the David Nakayama 616 Comics and Big Time Collectibles. Do you know 616 Comics and Big Time or no?
616, yeah, it's a lot of online stuff.
Got it. Okay, Big Time Collectibles. They did a shared exclusive limited to 3,000. There are 13 9.8s. That's about a $25 raw book. I could not find any for sale. Then there's the Virgin version of the same book, limited to 1,000. There are 58 9.8s. That's a $425 to $500 book in 9.8. $75 raw today. Jeez. Only 1,000 copies of those. Okay. Then there's the Ryan Gonzalez. I love her work.
Yes, big fan.
I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. It's a Things from Another World variant, $45 raw, zero pop. Then there's a Virgin variant. There's only one 9.8. They've been selling for $300, so I think the pop report is a little bit behind on that. Those are $75 raw.
Woo.
And then there's the Paco Medina second print variant, which we always know the second prints, June of 2022. There's only one 9.8, but those are selling for $150 raw.
That's crazy.
So,
they're not pre-sales. That's crazy.
So the Captain Carter stuff is nobody ordered it. I mean, nobody probably ordered the book.
Yeah. That's crazy that the second prints are already going for that. They're not even out yet. They're barely out yet.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Alex, what do we got next?
Anson Mount, who I did not expect to see back as Black Bolt, which it was awesome. That show, I've still never seen the Inhuman show. I've heard so much bad stuff that I just ignored it, but he was awesome as Black Bolt.
It's hard to be a lead character and not be able to speak, right? Yes. That's tricky.
And behind a mask, though, pretty much the whole time.
Right. So why don't you talk a little bit about Black Bolt, now that I kind of gave away the superpowers a little bit, why don't you talk about Black Bolt, the character a little bit? And that's probably why it didn't really work on the Inhumans.
Yeah. I mean, Black Bolt is an Inhuman. He's, the king of the Inhumans, if you will, but his voice is very powerful. So, Sonic, think like Banshee, but like even whispering would destroy a city. Like his voice is very, very, very powerful. So he doesn't talk. Black Bolt never talks. So it's a little rough to do a series where your lead actor can barely talk. And even when he's in costume, he's behind a mask. Mm-hmm. If you told me it was anybody but Anson Mount, I would have been like, oh, okay, it could have been somebody else. But I mean, you definitely know what he looks like. Sure. But I mean, the Inhumans has been around forever. The TV show didn't do so well, but it's in continuity. So here we are.
Yeah, it's fascinating. So also on the Illuminati Council.
Yes.
So we'll talk about one of the old original appearances because those are very hard to find, but then we'll talk about the newer stuff too. Yes. Okay. And again, you're going to need time for these to hit the pop reports. All right. So we've got Fantastic Four number 46, which is the first full appearance, January of 1966. We're going to talk about some of the off grades because the higher grades are too much, right? So there are 9 9.8s. There are 27 9.6s. There are 67 9.4s. There are 92 9.2s and 106 9.0s.
That's solid numbers.
Yeah. Once you get down a little bit, and then a 9.2 recently sold for $3,600. an 8.5, which is a clean grade, 1800. 8.0 still a clean grade, 13.
Yeah.
I think
that's not bad.
I think once you get north of 7.5, you can usually find clean copies.
Yeah.
7.5 and higher. I think once you start to get to 6.5, you're still chipping and pieces are missing and lots of creases.
The spine's
like
bad. Yeah.
Okay, now we got to go to the Black Bolt series in 2017, which they probably did not sell a lot of copies of. Black Bolt #1, Christian Ward cover, July of 2017. Yeah, July 2017, 42 9.8. That's about a $225 book. Then there's the John Tyler Christopher action figure variant cover. There's only one 9.8, so that's a $7 to $10 raw book. The big book, one of the big books, I should say, is the Raza hip hop variant cover. There's only 6 9.8s. That's a $40 to $50 raw book. So that's an expensive book to get, Alex. Then the Jack Kirby 100th edition, that has the team, the FF team. So it's not Black Bolt, I think, is on it, but it's a variant cover. 8 9.8s. It's a $15 to $20 raw book. Then the Jackson Guys 1 in 15 variant cover. There are 7 9.8s. That's a $15 to $20 raw book.
Not bad.
And the Paul Pope cover. I love Paul Pope. I'm a huge Paul Pope fan. 1 in 25 variant cover, 8 9.8s. That's a $35 to $40 raw book. So that one and the Raza cover are the big ones. And then the other cover to look at is the FF number 25 Alex Ross Timeless Black Bolt cover.
I love those
that
covers.
came out in December of 2020. There are 91 9.8s. Those are $75. I think people will crack those and get those signed by Anson.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a 1 in 100 sketch cover. There are 14 9.8s, and that's a $75 to $100 book.
Not bad. Not bad. I love those timeless covers.
You interrupted my drum roll.
I'm so sorry. One more time.
Alex's pick of the week. What do you got?
We talk about covers all the time, and the last couple of weeks we were talking about Secret Invasion #1 and how like the regular cover 9.8s are going for a lot, and the blank covers never really go for more of what the rest of them do. And I want to say that I think that people might be mistaken in thinking those aren't worth as much as regular covers. For example, you get a Secret Invasion #1 and you get Lionel Yu to put a scroll sketch on that. That's now a $300 book.
Right.
And these are still first prints, first appearances of characters. A lot of these books that are going hot, have blank covers to them because they're #1s or they know that they're a big book. Getting a blank cover and getting a sketch on it from a Marvel artist or a DC artist and having it, slab or whatever, it's going to be just as much as a first print regular cover if you get the right person on it. The Secret Invasion ones, I think there was a Wanda George Perez sketch. Well, obviously it's George Perez. That's a $300 to $400 book.
More? No, not anymore.
Yeah. It's going to be way more. But like, I think people are sleeping on the blank covers when it is the same as a first print, and what you can do to it can make it worth more than what a regular cover would go for.
Right. All right, cool. What do we got next, Alex?
We're gonna keep on this multiverse of madness, and we're gonna talk about Clea.
All right, I'm gonna turn it over to you to talk about this Charlize Theron.
Oh man,
surprise!
I knew who it was as soon as she came on screen, but I was still just like, wow, that was a quick cameo for Charlize Theron. You think it'd give us a little more, but it's Clea. They're Doctor Strange's wife in the comic books. She's been around for a very long time, since the 60s, since inception. She is from the Dark Dimension. She is related to Dormammu. She has been a Doctor Strange character in the books forever. She was once the Sorcerer Supreme. So this is to be in Doctor Strange 2 after we've had almost 5 years of Doctor Strange without a Clea. Now's the time, and this is perfect. And if you are smart enough to pick up these Strange Tales, the early Strange Tales, 118 is his first appearance, but the later issues most people don't really care. They were shared books with Nick Fury, but if you're lucky enough to get a 126, now's the time to slab it and put it up and see what you can get for it.
All right, so Clea, here we go. Strange Tales number 126, November of 64. First appearance of Clea and Dormammu. It is a Stan Lee story with a Jack Kirby cover and Steve Ditko art. Does it get any better than that?
That's a home run. All three.
That does it. Seriously, Alex, think of that trifecta.
That's the best. That's literally the best
good.
three. Marvel. Yeah. Can't get better than that.
All right. There are 2 9.8s. There are 10 9.6s. There are 18 9.4s. There are 26 9.2s and 34 9.0s. Recently, a 7.5 sold for $2,000, a 6.5 sold for $1,100, and a 5.0 sold for $650. So these are obviously very difficult to get. They're from 1964. But the other books that I want to talk about are more recent, even from just this past month. So Doctor Strange number 417, aka Strange number 1, which came out in May of 2022. It's a Jed McKay story, Marcelo Ferreira and Don Ho art. There are 149 9.8s, and that's about $125 book, and she's on the cover.
Yeah, that's great. And this is a brand new book. This is in-month book.
Yeah, in month. All right. Francesco Bana, Carnage Forever variant. Again, it's as the Carnage character.
Yes.
So not as popular. There are 2 9.8s. It's only a $3 to $5 raw book. Then there's the J. Scott Campbell variant cover. There are 8 9.8s, $75 to $100 in 9.8, $15 to $20 raw.
Wow.
Then there's the Scotty Young variant cover, 1 9.8, $8 to $10 raw. Then there's the beautiful Stanley Art Germ Lau cover.
Art Germ's great.
30 9.8s. That's a 10 to 12 raw book. The Mahmoud Asrar 1 in 25 variant cover, 33 9.8s. That's a $100 book. Then there's the Frank Bruner 1 in 100 hidden gem variant cover. There are 11 9.8s. That's a $300 book, Alex. $80 to $90.
Jeez.
Okay.
Expensive.
Then there's the Stanley Art Germ Lau 1 in 200 Virgin variant cover. There are 14 9.8s. That's about a $400 book, $150 to $175 raw. Then there's the J. Scott Campbell 1 in 500 Virgin variant cover.
Wowzers.
7 9.8s. That's a $500 raw book. Probably Midtown and stores like that have it. Not too many stores.
Yeah, the big guys. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a Comic Mint variant. Do you know the store, the Comic Mint, or no?
No, I think it might be online. I think Comic Mint's online. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Shannon Meyer Comic Mint, 11 9.8s, about a $75 book. Then there's the Virgin cover, 33 blue label, 52 gold label, 9.8s, $100 blue label. So these are the books for Charlize Theron.
That's crazy.
Pretty cool. All right. What are we closing up with tonight, Alex?
My favorite character in the new movie, America Chavez.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about Xochitl.
Yes. Fantastic in the movie. In the books, you're kind of close. It's the character that can go through the multiverse. She's from another multiverse. She was a young Avenger. She's kind of been around. I mean, it's the Young Avengers world, is expanding into almost everything going on in the Marvel Universe MCU stuff now. But she's from another reality that was out of time, and her mother's, which they saw in the movie, saved her. And then she kind of became a superhero after that. She was reality hopping superhero and ended up in Earth 212 and then ended up in 616, our Earth.
Right. Okay. Well, we're not going to go over her first appearances and stuff today. We're going to talk about the series from 2021. I think we've actually touched on her first appearance before, but if not, we'll come back to it. So America Chavez, made in the USA, number 1, May of 2021. First appearance of Alberto Santana, Cecilia Santana, Donna Paolo, JJ Santana, and Javier Santana. Kalinda Vasquez story with Carlos Gomez art. There are 72 9.8s. That's about $125 book. There's the Jungun Yoon variant cover, 29 9.8s. That's about a $75 book. The Stephanie Hans variant cover, 30 9.8s. That's about a $75 book. The Elizabeth Torque 1 in 25 variant cover, 37 9.8s. That's about $125, $30 raw. And then the second print black and white Sarah Shelley cover, 29 9.8s. That's about $125 book. I think once she's in her own series, her own films, whatever, I think that you're going to see those pop a little bit.
These are good prices to grab now. $75 for 9.8s. Anytime it's under $100, buy it. Just buy it.
Yeah.
It's only going to go up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That does it for today. Thank you for joining us on the road to 200. It's too early to start that.
It's too early. It's on the road to 150. We can say that.
How about on the road to 110?
Well, okay. Very close to that. Yes. Very close to that.
All right. We'll see everybody next week. Same bad time.
Same bad channel.